everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining today. Hey, Pooja. All right, let's get into it. This is an exciting coaching call today. We are talking about the power of pricing, how to charge more and sell more with confidence. In today's coaching call, we're going beyond just pricing. We're talking about how to create an aesthetic brand that commands premium rates, attracts patients who will pay any price, and eliminates hesitation around cost. If you are a practice that feels like you've tried everything, but you're still getting penny pinchers through the door, you just don't know how to attract the right clientele, this coaching call will change the way you think about pricing and objections forever. What's important to know about premium pricing is there's actually a psychology behind premium pricing and why actually charging more attracts high-end clientele. Higher pricing is directly related to higher value. Patients are not shopping for the cheapest injector, the cheapest laser tech. They're not hopping on Groupon trying to get as cheap as they can get. They are shopping for the best. Scarcity and exclusivity creates a demand. When patients believe that they can only get a treatment from you, price at that point becomes irrelevant. I need you to create a luxurious experience, a high quality environment. I want you to think of the decor, the ambiance, even the smell. Those details matter. I want you to think about plush furniture, calming scents, luxurious products, and a pristine and clean environment. I need you to create a space that feels special and really elevates the patient experience. You are responsible for creating a reputation that attracts high-end clientele. If you want your patients spending anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 with you in just one sitting, believe me, these details matter. There is a justification with premium pricing. So with that being said, there are 4 core pillars to justify that premium pricing. The first pillar of value is safety and expertise. We said this before about Groupon, patients will pay whatever it takes to avoid risk. High-end clients really expect this type of expertise. I need you to ensure that your staff has top-tier training, top-tier certifications, and they are staying up to date with the latest technologies and techniques. Patients now are more educated than ever. Their resources are readily available to them. They have clinical studies that they can dive into that are at their fingertips. They also have social media where people are really educating them. They are coming into our practices more knowledgeable than ever. I need your providers to be the authority in the room, and what kind of separates them from that is their education and how they relay that education. I need them to have that safety and expertise. So I want you to highlight your providers' advanced trainings, highlight their methods, any complication management skills that they have that others down the street don't, and their unique safety measures that you take to avoid risk and mitigate risk. So I want you to plaster those all over your practice. If you have any additional certifications, any additional trainings, courses that you've taken, certifications, I want those everywhere on the walls. Not only do I want those on the walls, I want you to highlight those, put them on your social media, celebrate those huge wins and the risk and the lengths that you will go to avoid risk. I also want you to consider there's luxury and expertise in every detail. So I need you to position your med spa as the fusion of aesthetics and medical excellence. I want you to focus on what differentiates your practice, whether it's your proprietary treatment techniques, your exclusive products, and or you highlight your team skills and things of that nature. I want you to personalize your experience from every single touch point. High-end clientele expects a high-touch experience. From custom consultations to follow-up calls, the experience needs to be very personalized. I want you to give them the VIP or white glove experience. We're using first names. We're taking detailed notes of any patient information that they give you. If they're prepping for their daughter's wedding, I want you to ask them about that in your follow-up. Details matter, and I want you to personalize these details. I also want you to pitch your expertise to media outlets. I want you to establish yourself as an industry authority by regularly pitching yourself to media appearances, particularly related to topics on, of course, aesthetic treatments, but highlighting also patient safety or the latest beauty and aesthetic trends. I want to give you an example of someone who is justifying their premium pricing by highlighting safety. I have a client in New York who is marketing ultrasound guided filler treatments. She is charging $2,000 per syringe. Now, I know what you're thinking. Filler at this rate, I'm charging anywhere from $650 to $950 at the most per syringe. How is she getting away with charging $2,000 per syringe? It's because she's highlighting her risk mitigation by using ultrasound guided filler treatments, and she's relaying that information to her patients. They're hearing this and they're understanding that they may get better results. There may be a less risk of, complications. And it's because she's highlighting the safety measures that she's taking. Patients are flying from across the world to pay $2,000 a syringe for just going to her for this ultrasound guided filler treatment. I want you to develop what we talked about a little bit earlier, a proprietary offer. So I want you to develop a signature treatment that only your practice offers. Now, I'm going to give you a little tip. Anyone can do this. Anyone who has the devices you have, that has the experience you have, they can put these together, but I want you to put together what is your method and become the best at it. And I want you to highlight that like crazy. Put it everywhere on your website, your social media, go to the media, put it all over your walls. I want you to brand the treatment with a unique name and a process and get it trademarked. This is what we call your unique value proposition, so your UVP. I want to give you another example of a client of mine where people are flying to specifically him because of his UVP. I have a client in Michigan. Like I said, people are flying from across the country to see him because he has packaged services and he calls it the skin reset method. Ultimately, it's a package. You could even consider it to be a solution-based package. And I promise you that what he is offering are probably devices that are within your four walls as well. What he's doing is he's marketing it so well and he's highlighting his experience, his expertise. He's calling it his method, but you can do it too. So I want you to develop your own UVP and market it like crazy. That is the white glove service and the experience and the risk mitigation that I'm talking about in order to justify a $10,000 treatment, or like I mentioned, a $2,000 syringe. Instead of selling a microneedling package, you could sell a 4-step process, including tox, RF microneedling, PRP, medical grade skincare. Wrap it up in a bow and give it a beautiful name and lean into it. Trademark it, put it everywhere. I want you to also think experience and results. So I want you to start charging for transformation, not just the treatment. Patients are paying for high-end results, a luxury experience, and elite level care. With that being said, exceptional results really matter. Premium clients will pay for those results, so the consistency of your outcomes is paramount. I want you to showcase real patient success stories with not only just before and afters, but video testimonials as well. If you develop a proprietary method, I want you to take it through at least a few clients, get wonderful success stories, and ask them to give you a client testimonial. You can use these with their permission anywhere, and that success alone coming from them, the passion and the before and afters that you can use to supplement it, will help you sell your method 1,000 times. And I want you to lean on that client testimonial when you're trying to sell this $2,000 syringe or whatever method it is, or your UVP that you're creating. I want you to lean on the power of the results. Use this client testimonial. Experience matters. I want you to charge for the transformation and not just the treatment. And it's so much easier for patients to understand this transformation when they can see someone's passion when they're talking about it. I also want you to consider demand. If you become the only provider with a specific method in your area, secret, you can charge whatever you want. This is your method. It is trademarked. You are the top. You are the best of the best. People are flying to come to see you. At that rate, you can charge whatever you want. I want you then to limit your availability for this method, raise your prices, and create urgency. You hear us talk about exclusivity all the time. There is nothing that patients want more than something that they feel like they can't have. When you're talking about this in consultations, I want you to use authority building verbiage, like I'm only accepting 10 patients for this method for the entire year. So if this is something that you're interested in, let me know and I can kind of walk you through how you qualify to, get this method done by me. As I'm sure you can imagine, your ears perk up when you hear that you might not qualify for this type of method, or, there's a limited availability because it might take you so much longer, or you're really looking for the right candidates. This is a totally different patient that's sitting and listening to you at this point. This is someone that came in thinking, oh, I might be upsold into something, or they're going to try to give me something that I don't necessarily need. You've completely reframed their mindset. Now, they want it even more because you're giving them the possibility where they might not be able to get it. So there is a lot of power in demand. I want you to, again, limit your availability, raise your prices, and create that urgency. Now, let's talk about some high-level strategies on exactly how to charge more and sell with confidence. The first strategy I want to share with you today: create an invite-only VIP experience. And this experience could either be a retreat, a membership model, a referral program, whatever that looks like, but it is invite-only. I want you to move beyond discount-based memberships. They are beautiful, wonderful. I love memberships so much. But if our goal is to attract high-end clientele, I want you to go a step farther. I do want you to have those memberships. It's going to lock people into loyalty. But I want you to create an invite-only VIP membership model. Let's lean on that example. So I want you to make your membership feel like a country club, not just a list of discounts. If this works, because instead of patients worrying about treatment pricing, they're paying for status, demand, and an ongoing transformation. Again, think of it like a country club. This is invite only. They're paying for the status to be in whatever this VIP experience is that you're rolling out. Strategy number 2. Again, we talked about this in the beginning, but I want you to develop and trademark your UVP, your signature treatment. I want you to stop selling Botox and filler like commodities. I want you to create this signature method that no one else offers. I want you to trademark it, market it, and become known for it. I want you to be very skilled and well-rounded and able to give any type of treatment, but I want people to know you by this service. Strategy number 3, I want you then to go a step farther. Now that you're well known for your UVP, for your specific service, I want you to launch a over $10,000 full facial design package. Again, I want you to stop marketing filler by syringe. I want you to sell luxury. Remember, the idea is we are trying to attract high-end clientele. So when they're looking at your service menu, I don't want any pricing available. I want methods, packages, and designs. So a facial design package would be a great example of that. I want you to sell luxury full face transformation packages instead of filler by the syringe. I want you to offer a structured plan, including a consultation, pre-treatment prep, and long-term maintenance. So if you are a client of mine, you hear me talk a lot about ascension models. I love ascension models. I want you to have an ascension model for every single service that you offer. So what is the pre-treatment for that? What service or product do you want them to get on 6 weeks before the core service? What do you want them to do to maintain those results? And what do you need them to go home with? So if we're thinking about ascension models, I want you to use that same thought process in this facial design package. So a structured plan where you're bottling in your consultation price, your pre-treatment prep, your long-term maintenance. Think of this as a marriage between customized treatment plans, solution-based packages, and a luxurious VIP-only experience. So after you are very well known for this UVP, I want you to start thinking of the power of pricing. You now have a high-end clientele base. So then I want you to launch these 10K plus full face design packages. And it doesn't have to stop at the face. It could be full body design and whatever that looks like. Now you have the status. People are following you from maybe you live in Virginia, you have followers in California now that are coming to see you. This is when you need to take advantage of that mindset. Strategy number 4, I want you to host a private aesthetics and wellness retreat. Now, we talked about the VIP only experience. So this is sort of similar, but a little different because the VIP experience can go a membership route. It could go a package route where it's invite only. I want you to host a private aesthetic and wellness retreat. The goal of this retreat is to, again, highlight your authority, your experience, and your expertise. So instead of an event, I want you to create a VIP destination experience where top high clientele pay for premium level rejuvenation. I want you to include customized treatments, luxury wellness experiences, and customized concierge post-care. So this is going to take a lot of planning, but once you get through that first year and you kind of go through the trial and tribulations, start planning next year. People are going to get excited for this, and it's a well-rounded experience. So I want you to go above and beyond just aesthetic treatments. I want you to package this into a private aesthetic and wellness retreat where they're getting more out of it. Maybe they're learning about how to manage, stress levels with some type of wellness expert. Maybe they are doing meditation, maybe they're doing a silent hour, maybe they're learning or getting your services. So kind of wrap that up into a bow. That is going to create so much status for you, and it's going to be a VIP experience that people will fly across the country for. Strategy 5, I want you to establish a clear brand voice. I think especially with med spas that have been existing for over 10 years, you find your voice, but you might not be consistent with it. And that could be because you have multiple people who have hands on your website, your social media. It's hard to control that narrative. What is the most important is having consistency across all platforms. This is going to add a luxurious touch. Remember, I talked about it's not just in the treatment room. It's not just in your waiting room. It's everywhere. Your website needs to have a consistent experience, highlighting luxury, authority, and experience. I want you to ensure that your branding, messaging, and tone are all consistent across all marketing channels, websites, social media, email, in-office materials. High-end patients appreciate professionalism, clarity, and luxury. I also want you in your clear brand voice to position yourself as an authority. Develop content that highlights your experience and expertise, whether it's blog posts, thought leadership articles, educational videos, treatments, whatever it is. I want you to aim to be seen as the industry leader. I want you to also consider pricing is positioning. If your treatments are perceived as common, you'll compete on price. I want to say that again. If your treatments are perceived as common, you will compete on price. So yes, doing your market research, the med spas down the street, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them are charging all about the same. If your treatments are perceived as common and the same as theirs, you do need to be aligned with their pricing. This is where your UVP is going to make you have the ability to charge more. If your services are perceived as exclusive, a high status experience, patients will pay whatever it takes. Now, this is where I want to make something also very clear. Med spa hopping is up by 36%. That is a very scary number. That means 36% of patients are getting their injectables done here, maybe their facials here, different med spas for different services. We need to lock them into loyalty with that membership that we talked about. But also we need to lock them into loyalty because you don't want them to think that they can get that level of service anywhere else. So high status experiences, patients will pay whatever it takes to get that. What's important to know, we talked about the psychology behind pricing. We talked about kind of how to position yourself as an authority, but it also is a huge mindset shift, okay? This is not something that's gonna happen overnight. You might not think, changing premium prices it's really not just about numbers. It's about owning your expertise, delivering unmatched value, and creating an experience that patients are willing to pay for. When you believe in your worth, your provider's worth, your team's worth, your branding's worth, everything, your patients will too. That experience is going to come out in your provider consultations. So you need to get them invested in the brand, invested in the experience, and kind of align that you are a luxury brand. Gone are the days of discounts. We are not doing that anymore. Recently, a lot of my clients, we've been shifting to call them features. So instead of leaning on discounts, maybe monthly discounts that people are coming to expect, that bad patient behavior, they're coming to wait for these promotions. They're waiting for these events where you're giving them crazy discounts. We started calling them features. Sometimes those features are full price, but we're highlighting those features. Sometimes we're adding value. We're not discounting, we're adding value. That not only educates the patients that there are add-ons that supplement this service, but it helps you get away from discounting. Small moves like that you're changing from going away from monthly promotions, going away from these huge events where you end up losing some money. This is a mindset shift. Again, when you believe in your worth, your patients will too. I also want you to remember confidence in your pricing comes from confidence in your results, your skills, expertise, patient outcomes. Those patient outcomes justify every single dollar you charge. Stop competing on price. Stop doing the market research that says like everybody in town is charging this. I need to charge $5 less so that people come to me, or I need to charge the same amount. Start competing on value. If you're going to do that market research, start looking at their provider credentials. Look at their before and afters. If yours are 1,000 times better, if your team is 1,000 times more experienced, take that into consideration. Stop market shopping based on price. Starting today, I really want to challenge you to elevate your pricing strategy. Are you charging what you're truly worth? Are you confidently presenting pricing without hesitation? If you're a consulting client of mine, you hear me say this all the time in my trainings. Stop assuming what's in your patient's pockets. You are shooting yourself in the foot. Do not assume what they can afford. Make one small change this week, whether it's raising a price, bundling a high ticket offer, developing your UVP, or simply presenting your fees with certainty. The results will follow. Luxury brands never apologize for their pricing, and neither should you. Your practice, your experience, your expertise, your safety measures, and the transformations you provide are worth it. Step into that confidence, watch your revenue climb, and your patient trust grow. I want you to drop any questions you have in the chat. I'd love to assist you with how to sell with confidence and attract a high-end clientele. If you want me to do some market research on any competition in your area, I would love to do that for you. Again, I'm not looking for what are they charging. I'm going under the hood and looking for what are their before and afters look like, what are their provider credentials. I'm looking at way more detailed information than just pricing, and I want you to do that too. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I would love to hear from you. Sarah asked, well, how do you feel about tips? That is such a controversial question, or topic, I should say, in the industry. Tips are a gray area. Now, we know that there are some services that you are legally not allowed to collect tips for. And if this is something that you're unclear about, then come and talk to your consultant. Or if you're not on consulting with Diamond Accelerator yet, you need to come today, because tips can get you in a very sticky situation. There are some things you cannot collect tips for. Here's what I will say. I've worked at a lot of luxury plastic surgery offices where we denied any tip. You are already paying pricing for your provider's experience. I do not think that luxury brands should accept tips. This is a mindset shift that you'll need to work with your providers on, especially if they're relying on those tips and really like eager to see them in their paycheck. Everybody needs to be aligned with this goal. So everyone needs to be aligned with, we are a luxury brand. Tips, in my opinion, if you're a consulting client of mine, you'll laugh at this. I say this a lot. Tips are tacky. I'm just going to kind of say it like that. Tips are tacky. Where do we sign up? How do you research our competition? So I will reach out to you if you are not already on consulting. You're not one of my clients, but if you're not already a consulting client, I will reach out to you. I'd love to get you started today. I have a laundry list of things I look for to research your competition. So we can connect after this, and I'd be happy to get you on our program. Any other questions? I'd love to help. Anything at all. Hi, everyone on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. How are you? Perfect. All right, if you loved this training, please make sure you share it with your team or any other med spa that you feel like could benefit from our services. You can always catch the replay on our YouTube channel. To get access to more free trainings that will help grow your med spa, please visit the link in our link tree, so in our social media bios, and be sure to join us live every Wednesday, same time, same place. And you will find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Have a great day.